Welcome, writers. I'm Tabitha Bolden, a Publishers Weekly best-selling author, Christie Award finalist, and a woman who has entirely too many fictional people living in her head. I write contemporary Christian romance, steampunk fantasy, time travel, and everything in between, because apparently I couldn't pick just one story to tell. If you love books, behind-the-scenes author life, and a little chaos with your coffee, you're in the right place. Welcome to the channel. Okay, let's make this as quick and painless as possible. The first thing you are going to do is you are going to go to kdp.amazon.com. Please make sure that you go to this website and this website alone. There are other websites out there that look similar. They are not going to take you to the same place. They are going to take you to a company that is going to want you to pay for them to publish the book for you. That is not what you want. You want to do this on your own, so make sure you're in the right place. I'll link the website in the description. Now once you're here, the first thing you are going to do is you're going to click on Create New Title or Series. That is going to take you to this screen. I almost always start with my Kindle ebook, and then I go from that to my paperback. So let's start with the ebook and I'll show you what we're going to do. Now I already have several set up in my bookshelf, so once you click that button and you go to ebook, it is going to take you directly to this screen right here. And you're going to start at the very top, choose your language. You're going to put in your book title. The subtitle is optional. You'll notice on Amazon that a lot of people will put in a subtitle on theirs. They may put in the genre, they may put in a few keywords. You need to know that Amazon is kind of particular about this. If you put it in the subtitle, technically it is also supposed to be on the book cover, so you want to pay attention to that. If you're starting a series, you can click the Add to Series button, and then you'll choose whether or not you are starting a new series or linking it to an existing series. This book will eventually be part of a series. However, I'm not ready to add that in just yet. Moving on to the edition number. This is really for those people who have published an edition of the book in the past. Say you have taken that book down and now you have edited and you want to re-upload it. That is where this comes in. You would put in edition 1 or edition 2 depending on how many versions you have made so far. Your author name, that's pretty straightforward. I would say that however you have it on the book is exactly how it needs to be here, because it needs to be consistent across your platforms, across your book titles, and across Amazon. So try and make sure that you have that exactly. If you're using initials with periods after, or if you're using initials with spaces after, make sure that is the same here as it is in whatever you're using on your book cover. Now if you are writing with other authors, you're going to use the Contributors tab here, and you would add them in. You can have up to 9. If you're not having any contributors, you just leave this blank as I have. Now your description. This can be the same as your back cover copy that is on your book. This is also one of the best places to have your keywords. So my back cover copy or my description here actually needs a little bit of work because I have not put in as many of the keywords as could potentially be used. So I will be updating that. Take for example here it says an accident stole his memory of her for the last 5 years. That is the amnesia trope, so it would be good if I actually had the word amnesia here in this line. So we're going to do some work on that before it is actually released. Now the next thing we're looking at here is the publishing rights, and you want to make sure that you do own the copyright. That does not mean that you have sent it in to the copyright or anything like that. It just means that you own the story, you have not plagiarized anything, and that this is just you. This is your story. Now if it is a work in the public domain that you are putting up here for whatever reason, you would change it over to this instead. Of course, answer your sexually explicit images or title options here. I usually do not add in an age range. That is because I write mostly contemporary Christian romance, or I write fairy tale retellings, so a lot of this can just be for any age group. And of course, I am publishing on Amazon.com. If you're in the UK or any of these other options that fit you better, you're going to choose from that selection. And then here we have our categories. Now, Amazon has quite a few categories. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are choosing the best categories for your story. Amazon has been known to change these categories from time to time. I had one not too long ago that I put in the billionaire category because that's where it belonged according to my character's income. Amazon didn't like that and they changed it to the millionaire. So that's up to them. But they can do that. They can change things whether you like it or not. That's just part of being here. But just to give you a glimpse into how this looks, here's what we have. And I can go to any one of these and I can change it if I want to. Here are a lot of your different options. You have your contemporary. Some of your tropes are here. That's why I chose second chances for this one, because it is a second chance romance. Now if you decide that you want to change a category and you've already selected your three, all you have to do is go down here, you would hit remove, and then that opens you up a new slot to come up here and choose your new categories. So let's just do that real quick. We'll remove this one. And then let's take a look around and see what we have. So if you're historical romance, holidays, LGBTQ, paranormal, romantic suspense, you can choose any one of these, and then it will open up new options for you here on the side. Same thing for holidays. Sadly, the only one they really have on here is Christmas, but that's okay. And then if we have romantic suspense, you can choose whether your story is mystery or suspense. One thing that you want to be careful of on here is duplicate, or what is called ghost categories. If you have Publisher Rocket, that is a great resource to look for your categories, because it will tell you if it is a duplicate category or if it is a ghost category. A ghost category is something that is going to show up on your side, but as far as Amazon is concerned, it doesn't exist. Duplicate categories would be something if, like, I had romance and then I had romantic suspense here, and then I went to another selection and I flipped it and I put in suspense first and then selected romance over here. You're not really doing yourself any favors by having both of those in there, because they sort of, you lose out on one of your slots here by doing that. So what we want to do is we want to go back here. We want our romance again, and you have many options up here on the original category. If you're doing children's ebooks, you could select that. You can go to literature and fiction, and then you have even more selections here. You have literary fiction. There's your biographical, your psychological. You even have romance here. You do want to make sure that your selections match your story as much as possible. Otherwise, you may get hit with what Amazon calls a bad reader experience. Say they're expecting a historical fiction and your book takes place in 2020. Readers are not really they're not gonna like that too much. So you just want to make sure that you are matching up where your book belongs. So let's see, I just want to change this. Let's go here and let's do this. And see, I already have literature and fiction, contemporary fiction, Christian. So if I choose this, if I go this direction, literature and fiction, religious and inspirational, Christian, and then go contemporary, I'm basically putting the same thing down twice, just in a different manner. So let's do, we're not really a Western. Let's not do Western. Let's go back. So we're going to undo that. We don't want that. We're going to go contemporary fiction and see, it'll show you already what you have marked here as well. Okay. Now, after that, you have your keywords. Now again, these are optional. And if you have Publisher Rocket, again, that is a great resource to look for your keywords, because you can put in a trope or anything like that of what your book is about, and Publisher Rocket will start giving you some keywords that will work for what you have here. These keywords are basically, aside from your title and your author name, these can be the tropes or whatever that you think readers are looking for that match your book. So mine is a second chance romance. It takes place in Alaska. They talk about the Iditarod racing. There are cowboys. There's a veterinarian. So I have added all of those into my keywords. So say someone goes to Amazon and they say, I want a second chance romance that takes place in Alaska, then there's a good chance my book will come up. If you're ready to release your book now, then you're going to choose this one. Amazon will let you set up a pre-order for ebooks only. If you want to set up a pre-order for paperbacks, you're going to have to take that to Ingram Spark, or I think Drafted Digital may have that option, but I'm not sure. So if you did want to set up a pre-order, you are allowed to go as far out as 1 year. See, I can go to June 2027 and choose any of these dates to release my book. Now, once you have selected a date, you are somewhat locked in to that date. So, I do not want to release my book next month, but just for the sake of showing you what this looks like, I'm going to select that for now. So, say I set this for July 4th of 2026. I must have everything ready to go and uploaded to Amazon by June 30th. There are no exceptions. You are allowed to change this pre-order date one time, and to the best of my knowledge, you are only able to push it 1 month. So if June 30th comes up and I'm not ready, and I go here and I try to change this, I might be able to change it to August 4th, but I probably will not be able to change it to any later than that. Amazon will let you cancel a pre-order. They will only let you do that one time, and then you will get a little slap on the wrist where they say, well, you messed up, you were not ready, so you are no longer allowed to set up pre-orders for the next year. You can email them and ask for an exception. They will give you an exception one time, and if you fail to meet your pre-orders after that, then you must abide by their 1 year policy. So I'm going to change this back so that I don't accidentally set my pre-order up, and then we're going to save and continue. Now here's where you're going to upload your manuscript, and again, I do not have this book ready yet. It is in an anthology with some other authors, so I cannot upload it yet and get it ready to go. But when I am ready, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit upload manuscript, and then I will put my file in here. PDF files and EPUB files are what you're going to want whenever you are uploading your manuscript. EPUB files are what works best for this, for the ebooks, and PDF files work best whenever you are dealing with your paperbacks. I recommend getting a formatting software. You can do this in Word. You have free will. You can fix this however you see fit, but unless you have the time to spend days and multiple hours working in Word to get this to work perfectly, and then figuring out how to convert it to an EPUB and a PDF for all of your files, I would recommend getting a formatting software. Atticus is what I use. It's fairly cheap. It works well for me. There are other options out there. You're welcome to browse and choose and pick one however you want to do that. Now, your digital rights management, this is something that is just saying whether or not you want to let customers who buy this book download it as a PDF or EPUB file. That is so that they can transfer it to their computer, so that they can read it on their computer. This is completely up to you. You can choose whichever one that you want. Now, when you're moving on to the ebook cover, I do not recommend their cover creator. It is very finicky. It does not have very many options, and it is going to make you want to pull your hair out. I recommend getting a cover designer. If you do not have the money for a cover designer and you are comfortable making your cover yourself, that is great. You do that. Just know that whenever you get ready to upload it here, you are either going to need a JPG or a TIFF file. Nothing else will work. So once you have that ready, you're going to click upload a cover you already have. I'm going to go get mine, and we will put it in here. And it'll process, and you'll get to see the little cover here in just a minute. Now this is new to Amazon. It's asking if any of this content has been generated using AI. I do not use AI for any of my books. I have not used it for texts, for images, or for translations. It has not been used at all, so I'm going to click no. But I'll show you what it looks like if you click yes. If you click yes, then you can choose. You can choose if your text was made some, if the whole thing was written with AI, whatever. Your images, same thing. Translations, again, some sections, entire thing, whatever. You're just going to pick and choose. Now, say that I did, say that some of the sections were written with AI, then you go in here and you put which AI tools that you used. You just fill that in. This is considered to be done on the honor system. To the best of my knowledge at this moment, Amazon is only taking this information for studies. They just want to know how much content is going up that has been AI generated. Again, to the best of my knowledge, they are not using that to stop anyone from uploading books, and as of now, they are not adding anything to your descriptions or anything like that to tell people that you're using AI. It is just information that they are gathering for themselves. Alright, now you'll see this launch previewer here. The reason my book cannot be downloaded is because I have not uploaded the manuscript yet. So once you have uploaded the manuscript, then you would be able to launch the previewer here and go through and look at your book page by page and make sure that your formatting translated well and that everything is showing up as it should be. I'll make another video later showing what this looks like and how you can take this and make changes to your manuscript to make it prettier, to add headers and all the little fancy things that I've been doing lately on my books. Here you have your ISBNs. If you have bought an ISBN and you want to use it for your ebook, you would put it in here. Amazon does not require that for Kindle ebooks because they use their own numbers for that. If you don't have one, they will give you one. Here you can put in your publisher, and even though I'm self-published, I do have my own publishing company that I've started. So we're going to put that in like that. And now this is also a new feature to Amazon. Are your images accessible? I do not have any images. So as odd as it sounds, I'm going to click this one. All informative images include alternative text and or extended description, because I don't have any images. So I can't say that none of them do, or that some of them do, or that I don't know. I don't have any. So we're going to save and move on. Oh, they want my DRM. So yes, I'm going to allow DRM. Oh, they're not going to let me go unless I upload my manuscript. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. We are going to upload the EPUB that I just created using Atticus in literally 3 minutes. It is formatted. So this means that I can go ahead, and we did not make any changes, and that is still accurate. And now we're going to be able to actually look at the launch previewer depending on how long this takes. Sometimes Amazon can be a little slow, but we'll see. Okay, so they think they have found 2 possible spelling errors. I can almost guarantee you that I already know which ones those are. and that is my website because I have all of it together, and yep, they think that my name is a spelling error because I've put it all together. So those are fine. We are going to ignore those. Now here's what your print preview or your Kindle preview is going to look like. So we have our cover, and then I just did a quick simple format on this, so it's nothing super special. I will probably update it before I actually upload it for real, but here's what it's going to look like at this point. And I did put in one of Atticus's little automatic headers on here just so it would have something cute. But here's where we are. So we can go through and we can look at every single page if we want to and see what that looks like. But I'm going to just, for now, since I'm not actually publishing this today, I just wanted to show you what that looked like. So now we're all set. We are ready to save and continue and move on to pricing and releasing the book if that's what you're ready for. KDP Select. This is your Kindle Unlimited. I put almost all of my ebooks in Kindle Unlimited. This just means that your ebook cannot be for sale and you cannot give it away any other place. Kindle, the KDP Select will renew every 90 days. You can take it out at any time after those 90 days are over. You'll be kind of locked in for those 90 days, and you can set it up to where it'll enroll automatically. If you know that you're going to keep it in Kindle Unlimited the whole time, you can just leave it and let it keep rolling over. That's not a problem. That's what I do with mine. But this is very good a lot of times for romance books, fantasy books. The Kindle Unlimited crowd is a very large crowd. They really like their Kindle books. Alright, and now here we're going to choose whether or not we're going to release in all territories. This is what I do. Or if you're going to do individual territories, you can decide through this. You can pick and choose whatever it is you want to do. I always do all territories. Again, I am on Amazon.com because I'm in the US. Now, if you want to set your book at 99 cents, you have to choose the 35% royalty. That is the only way you will be able to set a book at 99 cents. This is a mid-range book. It's about 45,000 words, so I'm going to set it a little bit higher. So I'm going to choose the 70%. And I'm going to put it at about $5.99. Let's see. I'll show you what that looks like. So if I was to put this at the 35% royalty rate, I would get $2.10. But I would not be charged any delivery fees with the 35%. But since my delivery fee is only 6 cents, I'm going to leave it at the 70% royalty rate, and I will get $4.15 per purchase. Now, this means that if people are reading it on Kindle Unlimited, I'm getting paid per page because I chose this. I only get this $4.15 when someone actually purchases the ebook. So there is a difference. Just because people are reading it in Kindle Unlimited does not mean you are not getting paid. You are getting paid for every page that the person reads. However, that is only the first time that they read the book. If you have repeat readers, say they read the book this year, you publish another book next year and they decide they want to go back and read your first book again through Kindle Unlimited, you do not get paid for that second time that they read through the book. It is only the first time. So that's a little bit, sometimes that throws people off, but it is what it is. But this is what you're going to get paid if people actually purchase the ebook. And you can go through and you can change any of these. I tend to leave mine preset with whatever Amazon automatically converts them to. It's up to you. If you want to change them, you can. And then now if I was ready to go, if I wanted to completely publish this book, I would go ahead and hit publish your Kindle book. It's going to look the same. If you had set up a pre-order on the previous page, this is going to look the same, but that does not mean that your book will publish automatically. If you set up the pre-order on that previous page, then it will set it so that people can start pre-ordering your book. And you'll see that in your bookshelf whenever you're here and you'll see that in your reports. Alright, but for now I'm just going to save it as a draft because I'm not quite ready to release it yet. And then we're going to go back to our bookshelf, and that's where we are. And you can actually see it here. Now if I was ready to go ahead and start creating my paperback, I could do that here. If I wanted to create a hardcover, I could also do that here. But we will save that for another video. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time.